I done been here for a minute. When the fuck this shit gon' finish? I done worked since like 11, maybe 12, but I can't remember. Probably cause a motherfucker smoke too much, cause I know too much. Could you hold my cup? What would you do if I died today? Probably just smoke up and ride away. If I can see it, I devise the plan. Probably overanalyze it, damn. I can't even recognize you, bitch. I done got too fucking high, you bitch. Shit, that's a problem. If you got solutions, you can fucking solve it. You can. Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your dude Superb.
Oh, Tom.
Davey Missile.
And we got another episode of MC2MC for y'all this week, man. A lot of crazy stuff going on, man. We got these chemical spills going on.
Yeah.
Chemicals getting into the air, man, getting into the water.
Mm-hmm. Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, man. I just really found out about that Chat GPT, bro. I am about to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited with that. What a creative, technological blessing in this industry, in this modern world we live in. Very fascinated.
Whatcha? It's
But,
like our own little Jarvis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their own little Jarvis if you know how to use it correctly. So there was a train derailment in Ohio.
Yes, East Palestine, Ohio.
East Palestine, Ohio.
Yeah. They, like, the Tennessean came out, the Tennessean came out like last week or something saying that Middle Tennessee wasn't going to be affected in any way.
Yeah.
I don't believe that personally because even the media in East Palestine, Ohio is saying shit that, like, don't worry about certain things like the water and all that. So I actually wrote a letter to the congressman in our district here. I think it's District 5, like Mark Green or something, about a proposal for notifying the people in Middle Tennessee or even the state itself, like every week have a qualified expert, checking the air, checking the water, checking the soil, and notifying the people so we can better prepare and like protect our families and shit like that, because it's all that vinyl chloride and all that stuff. I also heard some stuff about those particular chemicals, but that shit's going into the Ohio River and it's going to go into the Mississippi. It's going to touch the border of West Tennessee and touch Memphis, and it's going to go down and affect everything. But I did hear, I don't know if this is true or not, from another news source that like 3 of the chemicals, including like vinyl chloride, have a shelf life or a half-life of only like a few days or a few weeks. But it's one of the chemicals that, the one that they had to burn, that's the one that's terrifyingly like really bad, I guess.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
saw
Bu something. I don't know what it was called. Begins with a B.
I saw a video of a lady who had made a coffee and she poured milk into it and it sizzled. Yeah, she was in Ohio.
Shit.
Yeah.
Where in Ohio was it? That area?
Yeah, that area.
Yeah,
and
the water's fucked. Don't
she
drink
just
the water.
poured milk in it and it went.
Because of the water in the coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Terrifying shit.
There's videos of people going into like creeks and stuff and just scraping the bottom of the creek, and then all the chemicals, you could see how oily it gets.
Yeah, it looks like a fucking oil slick.
Dude, there's
it's
fish
insane.
dying, there's animals dying all over the place. Like, especially have you seen pictures of the black cloud from like the airplane pictures? Dude, it's wild.
Yeah,
man.
It looks like a nightmare. And if I was in that area, fucking I would get the fuck
within like a
out.
100-mile radius, get the fuck out.
Get out of there.
It's acid rain. There's pictures of cars with like their bumpers melted and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw pictures of cars with like it was just like it looked like mud had rained from the sky. It was terrifying.
It's like Flint, Michigan shit, like all over again, except this is like Chernobyl status, kind of, maybe not that hardcore, but close enough.
And no one's covering it for the most part. I mean, other than like social media shit.
I mean, that's not even the only place that's had the spill, though. There's been like some in Arizona,
South Carolina, Arizona,
Texas, I think. Yeah,
dude, one in Tennessee. I just saw a video that an Instagram account that I follow posted in where in I don't remember the little town, but there was a big ass truck that was stuck on this train track, and this train just fucking piles right through it, dude. And this guy's like, oh my God, holy shit. And then the train starts piling up and coming closer to them. They're like, oh fuck. And they're trying to get out of there, dude. So like there might be some fucking domestic terrorism shit going on right
That's
now.
what because it's like, why now? Why now all these fucking like chemical explosions and shit going on at the same like week or two?
There's how do I explain this? Because we're trying to bring jobs back here and a bunch of other. Now, let's get into another thing. Yeah. There's also the infrastructure and the transportation stuff. Like what is his name? Pete Buttigieg or whatever the fuck his name is. There might be issues with that, and not sending billions to Ukraine instead of putting billions into infrastructure and stuff. Yeah. There was stuff I've heard about Trump easing up on regulations with safety regulations when it comes to transporting chemicals like this to keep jobs here. There's other things where the reason it's happening now is because we're bringing more jobs back from what would be in China, where all this shit usually would happen over there. Yeah, you know. So there's like a bunch of different fucking things.
Dude, I saw someone took a video at just like a random train station thing, and the fucking train tracks were completely bowed, and like the train was like shaking and shit when it was like. Terrifying. Fucking terrifying. And the fact that we transport hardcore, like, town-altering chemicals on this thing, like, blows my mind. Fuck,
I was just looking at a truck the other day, just carrying whatever flammable chemical was in its fucking tank, you know? And you don't notice these things until, like, something like this happens. Like, I'm not paying attention to these Mac Daddy trucks fucking driving through, carrying these chemicals that can just put a hole in the planet.
And I feel like it's just really weird that it's been happening over the last, like, few weeks.
And the fact that nobody's covering it. That's the biggest thing.
They're also arresting journalists,
Yeah, too. I know. Did you hear this? That Trump was going to visit East Palestine, and then all of a sudden FEMA started sending money that same day.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Wow. Hilarious. That's hilarious.
Dude.
That would be hard if he did.
I didn't hear anything since then, but like the fact that the federal government wasn't doing anything to help them out until Trump said he was going to go.
That'd be a viral ass video of him in like a hazmat suit, being like, "I'm here for you, East Palestine."
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I could do a impression or whatever. Like, we're gonna solve all these fucking problems here in East Palestine. Gonna get all the chemicals out, all of them.
All of them. Other people, they're not gonna do it.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that's spot on. That sounds something about.
I'll get better at
it. What he says. No, that was pretty good.
Workshop it.
That was pretty good.
Dude, did you hear ever hear of 11 Labs?
11 Labs?
Yeah, so it's an AI that replicates voices. So somebody made a video of Trump and Joe Biden playing Overwatch together, and they're just screaming at each other.
I have been seeing those videos, and they are so funny.
Dude,
I saw one on like Warzone or something like that.
Yeah,
and it's like eerily convincing that it's them.
It's so funny, man. I kind of want to look it up.
I sent one to Michael, and he was like, "That's not real, right?" I was like, "Yeah, no, it's not."
Dude, these deepfakes this year's gonna be fucking nuts, man. You know,
the next 10 years
they're already doing
crazy.
They're already doing deep fakes of like Joe Rogan selling shit, you know, saying that you know, I use this or whatever, and then they're gonna, and then you know,
buy my vegan creatine.
What the fuck am I trying to say?
Powder or
Yes,
something.
exactly. Yeah. Some shit, and like 10,000 people are gonna buy it, and it's gonna be fake, and then Joe Rogan's gonna get sued 100 million times, and then it's gonna be wild, dude.
Very strange.
My brain just broke when I was trying to explain.
Those deep fakes they're vicious, man.
Yeah.
I saw something also about John Wick. Not John Wick.
It's 3 hours long.
Keanu
say
Reeves.
what?
Keanu Reeves, the guy who plays John Wick.
You broke my brain for a second.
Yeah.
I was like,
he
John Wick.
He had to like put something in his contract to where they like can't sell his likeness for AI and shit. We're in an interesting time. We are in an interesting time. I think it could go a lot of ways too. A lot of interesting different ways.
Oh man, well we're in it. Let's talk about this
See if
chat.
this is the one.
Oh wait,
it's like 36 seconds.
I think this mouse is fucked up.
Design options. We fit your style and your life. That fitter. It just fits.
Dorado. I love this map. Takes me back.
Is that you again, Joe, on my team?
Oh, great. It's this guy.
Oh, GG, we lost. This is my rank-up game, too.
We are not even out of spawn doors, and this guy is already complaining.
Someone dodge, please.
You can interlock Zen again, and you're going to feed again.
How many accounts do I have to keep avoiding?
You are not beating the hard-stuck Masters allegations, Don.
That is so cap, Joe. You know, I was having a really good day today.
Don't care.
Went golfing, hit a few holes in one. Wanted to solo queue some Overwatch to end the day, and I see fucking Bidenator in my lobby just to ruin my day.
Can't wait until Blizzard fixed matchmaking, Jesus.
Dude, man, this is gonna be a wild next couple of years. Holy shit! Like people just be making stuff like this, like, and I don't think you can copyright any of this stuff when it comes to artificial intelligence. Because you can't really sue them either, because it's no different than probably like a comedian or like us doing like it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
You know, what do you sue me for doing an impression?
Yeah.
You know, so I wonder how that all is gonna work. It's dude, we're in this guinea pig stage of like
AI.
Yeah.
What?
That's an AI video.
That's AI. It's called. I don't know what the video is. I'm talking about the voice replication.
There's tons of them too. Like I saw them
11 Labs is like the big one when it comes to voice replications, but when it comes to like facial stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's full YouTube channels dedicated to people who play games and do impressions of like Donald Trump and shit in game. Mm-hmm. Like this shit is wild. This shit is
this
wild.
shot is gonna be wild.
Yeah, like
I started doing like Aussie things.
I mean, that's such an interesting concept. It's such an interesting time, man. Like, you know, these things this is really way out, man. This is really way out. We're somewhere in a hysterical arc.
And it's funny because
historical arc
just
right
a
now.
few missteps could like royally just mess things up.
Dude, we're like in this. It's the internet all over again. It's going to be the Wild West for like a decade.
Yeah.
Maybe less, but you know where the early days of the internet, there was just fucking wild ass videos and just anything that was
It's a new era.
uploaded. Yeah, it's a new era, dude. Like there was, we thought fucking NFTs were like Web 0.2 or whatever, 2.0 or 3.0. Like AI just fucking changed the game.
Yeah.
How do you feel about NFTs now that it's kind of? I feel like it was.
I think it lost its buzz. I don't think it's going away.
I think it's
just yet.
absolutely a fad.
I think so long as they have utility, like Gary Vee stuff, where it's kind of a ticket to his VCon, like a lifelong thing or whatever. You get to meet him, you get to do stuff with him. As long as they have utility. If they're like if they're just little fuck off characters, I don't think they're going to be worth really anything. And I think all the crypto punks and the Bored Ape Yacht Club, I think like you said, the fad is kind of over, and I think they're gonna. And they've been saying that too, that it's in this bubble right now where everyone's just spending mad money on it, and now it's just going to go back down to wherever the value actually was.
I saw something where Logan Paul bought some NFT that was worth like $800,000 when he bought it, and now it's worth like $4,000.
Yeah, dude,
like
that sucks.
Yeah,
I mean he's rich as shit, but
yeah, that's very unreliable. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard he's going through some stuff too.
Who?
Logan Paul.
I feel like he's constantly in some kind of controversy, which is probably like his brand at this point, is just like being in a controversy.
He was like in the WWE the other day or some shit.
I think he's just
wearing his Charizard chain or whatever the fuck it was, or Pikachu chain that's like a Pokemon card worth $1 million or some crazy shit.
Jesus Christ.
I think he's just in the WWE now.
Is he just doing that now?
I think.
Well, his brother Jake's just punching or doing a boxing and shit. I wanted to see that Andrew Tate fight with him.
Yeah, they might have to do it in prison now.
He's like about to sue whoever accused him for like $300 million or something.
Yeah, I think he'll get out of it.
Yeah, because they're holding him. There's no evidence right now, I guess. And I mean, it's Romania. I don't know how they do shit over there. But
yeah, I don't know what their like freedom of speech laws are and all that shit.
We're the only country that has freedom of speech.
Because I feel, I feel like he couldn't. You can't. Because I've seen videos of him saying some pretty wild ass shit. Like,
dude,
yeah,
I get it. I don't really follow him. I don't really know too much
either.
about him. I just know he's kind of like the macho guy, and he tries to help. He's trying to be a role model for young guys who don't have that masculine role model.
I'm not against Andrew Tate's philosophy. I think he's pretty extreme in his philosophy, but I think more so what it is just to keep it sweet and simple. He's a guy that just shows that, like, yo, if you get up and you fucking decide to make the change or work on that, you know, you can be a better version of yourself.
Yeah, I think for the most part, he makes a positive impact on people. But the problem, I also see if the funny thing is that for all these companies and all these people who think that he's such a detriment to like society, why the fuck was I getting pushed his shit on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter constantly? Like, anytime I got on YouTube Shorts, I would scroll, an Andrew Tate video would pop up like probably like 1 out of 5 times.
Yeah.
And I wasn't searching for his shit, like it just was popping up.
Because they don't care.
No,
they only
don't
care when a few people start whining about it, and and then they'll capitalize on it.
Yeah,
you know. Oh, we never.
They'll make their money
him.
off of all this.
They'll make the fuck out of
yeah.
their money and their clickbait. That was something I was thinking of, like with like media and legacy media and stuff. Whenever they put out a story that's a lie, because there's no repercussions. You know, when nobody hears about the retraction or the apology 2 weeks later, they already made their money. So I have an idea of if you do post something that's untrue and 2 weeks later it's found to be false, all that money you made off that clickbait, you have to pay back and then some with interest to like YouTube or to somewhere. I don't fucking know, but there's no
Fines
accountability.
Yeah.
There needs to be consequences for these fuck off actions.
Yeah.
Man, we're going in this episode.
Yeah,
Holy
it could be
shit.
a slippery slope though, because
I'm sure that's a longer conversation.
Because who's the people making what's true and what's not? That's the problem. When
it's not that who's making it true. Like there is only what's true.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's fact checkers that fucking are lying and making shit up.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and especially nowadays with the deep fake shit that's going to be popping up, with the voice shit that's be popping up. That sounded dumb. We need to do even more due diligence and to make sure things are legitimate.
What's your opinion on the did you see that Twitch thing that popped off a few weeks ago, maybe a week ago?
What was it?
So this streamer, he was on his computer and he was live. So he was on his computer and he went to some tab or something in his Chrome or whatever the fuck internet thing he was using, and there was a tab open for a deepfakes website, and he's a big streamer, like big guy. I don't know his name, but I don't.
Oh wait, is it the rock? What do you call it? The wheelchair dude?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Keep going.
This guy, it was a thing open, and like it had people that he's friends with on the deepfake tab. So it was like Pokimane and like other streamers that he's like friends with were on the deepfake thing. So
is he actually friends with them?
Yeah, he's like legit, like real life acquaintances with them.
So why the deepfake stuff?
So, I mean, he was, you know what you do with that kind of stuff.
Oh, did he make porno shit?
No, he was watching videos with their faces on other people.
Yeah, porno shit?
Yeah. He was watching the shit, basically, and he got caught on stream. Hilarious, right?
That's been a big thing, I guess. I was listening to something the other day where, like, you can completely ruin someone's image, like a streamer, like you put her face on like some porno thing or whatever, and then people it starts trending, and then you just completely ruin her. And who does she sue?
Well, the thing is like he got back on stream like a few days later or whatever, and like apologized with his like wife behind him, and she was crying and he was crying. It was the wildest shit. Only something that could happen today, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I saw the feedback of like the people who were on that website, like Pokimane and some of the other people, where they're like, it shouldn't be okay to use someone's likeness for sexual stuff like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
And it's like, I get where they're coming from, but like that's been going on since like the early 2000s. Like as soon as the internet and Photoshop existed, like that's been happening.
That has been happening.
So, I mean, now that we're going to have I guess it is more visceral when it's a video, and it looks pretty accurate.
Yeah,
for the most
there's
part.
photos that AI are making.
I don't know how you regulate that
The AI is like putting like the facial expressions and shit of it too in the context of the video.
It basically
and stuff.
maps
It's
their
like,
face and then slaps it on a porn star.
It scans like the internet for a bunch of photos of them and basically can CGI their photo.
It
like
can
they
map
did.
their face to their expressions in the actual video. And I mean, it looks pretty convincing. If you squinted and looked at it sideways, you would think it was real. But yeah, I don't know how you regulate that kind of thing.
I have no idea.
That's
what I'm saying. Like
this
is new wild west shit. There's gonna have to be new like digital laws that we pass. There's gonna have to be a digital constitution that we make eventually. You know?
Yeah, probably. I saw a wild YouTube short the other day.
Me and Tom are going off right now.
Wild. Dude, this blew me away. it was some influencer girl, and it was a vlog, but it was about her day and how she was going to get, like, it was one of those stomach, like, fat sucking
liposuction.
No, it was like newer, one of the newer ones that
There's
like,
a newer one. Oh shit.
yeah, and it like, but it was the whole thing about that, and her friends were there, and they were treating it like this fun, like, we're going to get Starbucks type shit, like that kind of thing. But
Really?
it was, yeah, it I don't know why, but it just felt so wrong and weird when I watched it. It was just like off-putting as fuck. Like
some LA girls.
Yeah, and it was treated as such a normal thing. And I feel like the people who are making, who would make that kind of video are also preaching about how like body positivity and all this shit.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, they have the funds to go suck fucking 10 pounds out of their gut and be pretty on Instagram. But meanwhile, they're like, oh no, but body positivity is really cool.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
It's all marketing and virtue signaling.
Yeah,
and
there's
all
a lot of that,
bullshit,
man.
dude.
It's
Like,
so weird.
dude, everyone does it. Like corporations do that with fucking, you know, like Pride Month or Black History Month. It's just another sticker they can put on their product.
Here's your rainbow Doritos.
Here's your rainbow Doritos. And they don't give a fuck.
They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
No.
That's very true.
Yeah. It's just they have stockholders, you know, or shareholders. They need to make money.
Sad reality of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but it's business. You know.
It is business.
Hey, what all affairs, all is fair in business, right? Well, not everything, but
I mean,
there are
you
loopholes.
can have ethics.
It's just scummy. There's a lot of
well, that's
scummy
why
shit.
I think nowadays, I don't remember who I was chatting about this with before, but like the kids nowadays are so easy to sniff out shit that's not authentic. And that's really working on TikTok nowadays too. Like nobody's blowing up on TikTok like they used to because like people can see they're just trying to sell me something or they're just doing something. So they like people want that authenticity. And that's why even with our own artists here at Upstate, you know, it's about branding. It's like, what else other than music can you provide to these kids? You know, like how can they relate to you? Tell them your story. What do you struggle with? You know, it's all those little things that make you memorable and you know, almost a friend to these guys who you've never met, you know?
And I mean, I guess maybe it's just a different world. I mean, like,
dude, we're in a different world now.
When I went to like LA a few years ago, I was blown away that they just have commercials and billboards for like like
plastic surgery.
Yeah, plastic surgery and shit. It blew me away. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Billboards on every corner, commercials, every commercial break, plastic surgery, shit like that. But those are like the main people that's preaching that kind of like body.
Yeah, I mean,
dude,
bro,
those same people are
it's
trying to push policies and stuff on like people in Wyoming and Montana
Bro,
and shit. Like,
wild.
It's
It
like
ain't no
what is it?
different.
Hunger Games shit. You know, it's just completely different. You have no idea what's going on with real America.
Yeah.
Bro, it ain't no different than pastors at church molesting kids or something, bro. Like it's
teachers now.
You know, it's that too. I mean, it's all that same shit. You know, just people not really authentically practicing what they preach. You know, they're just, oh yeah, you know, this is nice. This is how I can get people to bend under the
And
will
I will
of whatever
say,
I'm trying to make happen.
Something that reassured me was the comment section of that video was like tearing her the fuck apart about that video, just being like, "You kidding me?"
Oh, the liposuction
it's
shit,
like,
whatever it is. Was it Freeze or whatever?
Something
I've
like
heard,
that. I don't know. There was literally like 4 of them,
Yeah.
like going in there, like they were getting ready to go like play mini golf or something. Like it was that tone of video. Like,
I wonder if there's still mini golf around here.
I hope so. I fucking love mini golf.
Is the shit.
Mini golf is great. Hole in one.
I was kind of thinking the other day how like millennials are in an interesting time where we grew up with the old ways and we were introduced right at the beginning and going into the new age, like with how society is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen both.
We got a little both. We got a nice perspective
and
on
Gen Z
both
just kind of
ends.
has the new way of doing things.
Oh, they're just born into it. Like, you know, we have a balance. I love being a millennial, man. I feel like we're on the brink of the century. We really are. It's like, you know, and being raised by people who have those old school
values,
principles.
yeah.
Like our children and shit, we won't have all those qualities of those generations to it still. We'll have some of it, but I feel like we'll have a very balanced perspective to a lot of
It's our job
things.
to learn how to take those values and work it within
the new what's going on today.
What's going on today.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be a huge gap between that type of shit in big cities and stuff, and the people who are gonna reject that entirely and just like live their lives like they,
Dude, people in the country don't give a fuck what's going on in L.A. or New York or D.C. Dude, they want to be left alone.
They're probably actively antagonistic towards those kind of things.
Probably.
They don't want anything to do with that kind of shit.
Yeah, because it doesn't apply to them.
No, and it's like if you're not in that and it's not normalized to you, it's like pretty corny at the end of the day. Like,
yeah, man, I don't know. Yeah, it's we got an interesting time coming up here in the world, modern day society. I don't know, man. I feel like the kids, we just need to make sure the kids are learning the proper things they need to. I mean, it is very weird to see. Like, I feel like our generation was the last of playing outside and shit. Like, as children, like you don't see it as much nowadays. I feel like if this was the 90s or 80s, there'd be a bunch of kids out in the block right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whereas like now you see the kids raised on iPads and like they're on.
I don't think I'm gonna let
like
my kids have iPhones.
absolutely not. That could set back your kid, maybe. I don't know, with just how.
I think it's more so proper to instruct your kid how to use technology properly. Yeah. I think it's more so that. I think technology is a vital thing, and you're going to need to know how to use it to compete in today's society, and probably even more so beyond whatever our time is. I just feel like it's, important to teach a kid, this is how you can get the best use out of technology, and this is where your life can end up if you use technology on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, this is a tool. This is an instrument. Yeah. It's not meant for escapism. It's not meant for you to drown yourself in,
Yeah, and but there's also the flip side of that, which I don't believe this or anything, but it's like, maybe that is going to be the way it goes, where it is like some escapism type shit, and we really won't have any control over whether or not that is. And maybe the kids who, they're going to be fine probably where they're at, but it's like if you want to go do some other wild shit in another place, it'd be hard to like catch up.
I think, dude, because this is fascinating actually. Because like even third world countries are starting to get technology now and internet, and they're going to be going through their development and all that, and we're gonna be in fucking crazy land, way ahead of everything. But I forgot my train of thought. But I started going into that fucking shit.
Yeah, it's
what were you mentioning before?
When you really start thinking about it, it's kind of terrifying because like
commercial
who knows
for 10G
if we know the right way to use technology. If our age group, like maybe we don't know how to actually.
But that goes back to the thing you were saying.
Yeah,
I think we do. I think that's the thing about being a millennial. It's like most of us have those parents that had those concepts that predated living in like the modern technology world. Like, there's more basic concepts of like right and wrong and like moral conscience and hard work and things. I feel like we have that.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with you actually.
That's not all millennials, but it's like common theme. A lot of us are raised on it. I feel like, we have a sense of understanding. We just understand that there's also better ways and more efficient ways to do things at the same time.
Yeah, I think it can just advance so fast and you don't even know. Like, I remember when Facebook first came out, before it was even available to the public and it was only available to like colleges and shit, my sister was on it. And my parents, and they were like freaking out that like my sister would upload a photo of herself to Facebook. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that was only 10, 15 years ago. Like, it's not that long ago.
It goes by fast.
And now people put their entire days on the internet and everything is out there. So it's like, maybe we don't know what we're talking about. I think we do, as in like what it means to be a human and shit. But like, for how things are going to be 20 years from now, we might be left in the dust.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's that if you're not educating yourself to stay on top of that kind of stuff. I mean, you're not going to know everything, but I think it's important to have a general understanding of it. I mean, but that's more so up to the individual, though, I think.
I think if you're taught those... Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I think we all know, like, if you take back and really think about it, yes, we are putting our information and shit out there to the internet, and who are we really giving it to? We don't know, but we know that shit's out there.
To AI. I mean, look at Pokimane, who's on, or someone like that, who's on a stream 24/7, who has their face on stream 24/7. Now it's on porn models that you don't want it to be on there, but you can't really do shit about it. So it's like,
That's why it starts, I think, with like the parents instilling good values and principles in the next generation. You're always going to have those, sociopaths who can facelessly do all these wild ass things on the internet. Yeah.
But even someone who's not even doing wild shit, it gets turned into wild shit. I mean, it's like,
we got it right.
If they're just on the internet, like, you can be like bastardized into something that
that's
have
the space,
over.
And you don't have to be on the internet either.
Yeah,
I understand, like that's a way to compete, and that's the way. Maybe that's your branding, your bread and butter of how you make money and all that stuff. But there's good and bad with like fucking everything.
Yeah,
So, Perv's got to get going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good conversation though. Like we can go into it a little further later.
Yeah, definitely. No, I don't know. This is not a typical episode. we definitely delved a little deeper into some things.
I like chatting about the news though.
We don't.
Yeah, it's fun.
Discuss. But nonetheless.
Shout out to Pharrell.
I don't know. We didn't really talk about.
Oh yeah, Pharrell.
Pharrell. Yeah,
It's
we got too lost into the. Yeah, we went somewhere today, which is great.
There's just so much wild shit that's going on. It's like, how do you not talk about it?
I'm down to talk about more of this shit. I feel like we flowed very.
We would have to do more episodes during the week, probably. But yes.
Yeah.
Yes, right. These would be very
because these can be like
long and
regurgitating episodes, and then there's ones that are more.
I'm going to
streamlined,
like I don't think we had a plan to talk about all this, but
yeah.
But yeah,
shout out to Pharrell.
Shout out Pharrell.
Shout out to Pharrell.
P. Fucking P.
New Louis Vuitton Don.
Legend.
Yeah.
Now he is a Louis Vuitton Don now.
As soon as I saw it too, I was like, "That's a good choice." I didn't even think of him when I was thinking of who could be the next.
I gotta talk to K-Wash about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, this has been a dope one.
Yep.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I know we probably said a few things in here. Y'all got some bullet points on yourself too with all this AI and technology and all this stuff. So please, and the chemicals.
And the chemicals.
Yeah. So please leave your thoughts in the comments, please. And it's your guy Superb.
Oh, Tom.
Davey Missile.
And yeah, we're gonna catch y'all on next week's episode. Peace.